Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. Take out your book of Social Studies. Today, we are going to continue chapter number 20, and the name of the chapter is How We Govern Ourselves. Before starting today's video, let me ask some questions related to the previous video, and I hope you know the answers very well. So, the questions are: when did India become independent from the British? What are the powers of the central government according to the Constitution of India? What are the powers of the state government according to the Constitution of India? Bring out the difference between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. How many states and capitals are there in India? Give definition of constitution. Give definition of political party. The objective of today's video is to know about president, central government, state government and the judiciary. Now let us discuss terms. So the first is multi-party system, means a number of political parties. Second is political party, means group of people having common aims and ideas. For example, BJP means Bharatiya Janata Party. Third is foreign policies, means principles to be followed with regard to the relationship with other countries. Now students, open page number 137 of your book and see the point President. The President of India is the Chief Executive and the head of the state and the first citizen of the country. He is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the members of the state legislative assemblies. He is elected for a term of 5 years. Students, executive means decision maker. The President of India is the chief executive, the head of the state and the first citizen of the country. He is also the supreme commander of the defense forces of the country. The president is indirectly elected by an electoral college comprises of the members of the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the members of the state legislative assemblies. The President of India, officially the President of the Republic of India, is elected for the term 5 years. Students, Shri Ramnath Kovind is the President of India. Now, next point is central government. India has a multi-party system. These parties select their candidates by election. The party that gets the maximum number of seats will form the government. Sometimes, in a multi-party system, no party gets the required majority to form the government and a coalition government is formed. When a government is formed by more than one party, it is called a coalition government. Students, majority means bulk. Coalition means partnership. Anyone is free to form his own political party. This situation has enabled mushroom growth of political parties. That's why India has a multi-party system. These parties select their candidates by election. The party that gets the maximum number of seats can form the government. Sometimes in multi-party system, no party gets the majority to form the government. When a government is formed by more than one political parties, it is called coalition government. Students, India, France, Brazil, Poland, etc. are examples of nations that have used a multi-party system effectively in their democracies. The party that forms the government elects a leader. The President of India appoints him as the Prime Minister. He or she then forms the Union Cabinet that consists of the Council of Ministers. The ministers to the Union Cabinet can be chosen from both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Students, underline the word Union Cabinet. It is a supreme decision making body in India. The party which gets the maximum number of votes in the election forms the government and elects a leader. That leader is called the Prime Minister, who is appointed by the President of India. The Prime Minister then forms the Union Cabinet that consists of the Council of Ministers. The main function of the Council of Ministers is to aid and advise the President. A smaller executive body is called the Union Cabinet. It is the supreme decision making body in India. Only the Prime Minister and ministers of the rank of Cabinet Ministers are member of the Union Cabinet. The ministers of the Union Cabinet can be chosen from both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now students, look at the chart carefully. The central government consists of the President, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The President is the head of the state and also the first citizen of the country. The President and the two houses, that are the lower house and the upper house, together constitute the parliament. The lower house is also known as House of People or the Lok Sabha, and the upper house is also known as Council of States or the Rajya Sabha. Members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people, and members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the state legislative assemblies. Now, our next point is state government. Every state in India has a legislative assembly to make laws for the state. Members of the legislative assembly means MLAs are directly elected by the people of that state. Indian citizens who are 18 years of age and above vote and elect them for a period of 5 years. The members of the state legislative assemblies are called MLAs. MLAs are directly elected by the people of that particular state. Indian citizens who are 18 years of age and above have rights to cast their votes without any discrimination of color, caste, gender, etc. Indian citizens can cast their votes during elections and elect the government of their own choice. The tenure of state legislative assembly, or we can say that the tenure of the state government is of 5 years. Students, tenure means period of time. The governor is the head of the state. He is appointed by the President of India. He holds office for a term of 5 years. After the assembly election, the governor invites the party that wins majority of seats in the assembly to form the government. The leader of the majority party is appointed as the chief minister of the state. The governors of the states of India have similar powers and functions at the state level as those of the President of India at the central level. The governor is the head at the state level. He is appointed by the President of India. The term of governor's office is 5 years. The governor creates a link between the central government and the state government because he is appointed by the president and works in the state. After the assembly election, the governor invites the party that wins majority of seats in the assembly to form the government. The leader of the majority party is appointed as the chief minister of the state. Now students, concentrate on the point the judiciary. The Constitution of India provides for an independent judiciary. The highest court in India is the Supreme Court. It is the final court of appeal in India. It functions from New Delhi. The Supreme Court is composed of a Chief Justice of India and not more than 30 judges appointed by the President of India. Students, judiciary means the system of courts that interprets and applies the laws. The Constitution of India provides an independent judiciary. Independent judiciary means the courts of India are not controlled by the government and do not represent any political authority. The Supreme Court of India is the highest judicial court under the Constitution of India. It is the final court of appeal in India. The Supreme Court of India came into existence on 26th January 1950 and is located on Tilak Marg, New Delhi. The Supreme Court is composed of a Chief Justice of India and not more than 30 judges who are appointed by the President of India. Let's read forward. At the state level, the High Court is the highest court. The judges of the High Courts are appointed by the President of India in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of the state. In every state, there are lower courts. There are district courts at the district level. The highest court at the state level is the High Court. The judges of the High Court are appointed by the President of India with the advice of the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of that particular state. There are also district courts at the district level. Students, the High Court of both Punjab and Haryana is same and it is in Chandigarh, which is the capital of both Punjab and Haryana. I hope today's video is quite clear to you and now you are able to answer the questions that I am going to ask you. So, the questions are: who is appointed as the Chief Minister of the state and by whom? Name the court at the state level. Name the court at the central level. How is the government formed at the center? Write a short note on the judiciary in India. Now, Your homework is revise the chapter and terms. Do exercise A, B, C given at page number 140. Question number 4 and 5 of exercise D. Question number 4 and 5 of exercise E. Question number 1, 3 and 4 of exercise F. And part A and B of formative assessment given at page number 141 of your book. Thanks for watching.